side of the roads, you've got to be very careful, because all of a sudden they'll just do a runner and cross the road right in front of you. So you've got to be ready to brake. Well, they're all turning today at least. There's nobody can come over here, there's not one of them turning, there's not enough wind. Right, this sheepy on the left is a typical example of what you've got to be careful of. Because all of a sudden they may just take off and run right across in front of you. Right, so this is the way I came first thing this morning to get here. Well, I was later this morning coming over. Normally it's like still dark when I set off, but I got up a bit later today. Must have slept a bit longer than I normally do, so I must have been comfortable last night. I just totally zapped when I went to bed last night. I was watching a TV series that I've been watching for a while now called Travellers. It's about where the you can what's the word? Send some people's conscious into another body in the future, and they get missions to do, and they're driven by AI. So basically there's all the earmarks of what they wanted to push toward, what they're looking forward to do with us, messing about with human minds and trying to crossword with robots, all that kind of things. Right, so there's your fishing lake straight ahead, down to the right there. There's a string of sheep right next to the road here. Right, slow down for these. Right. That's a nice view of the fishing lake there now. Right, so you drop down steep run this S-bend here, and round past the big huge gate. The bottom right hand corner where I stopped this morning for to get away and let the dog go and do his business. Which he did. So I wasn't worried about him needing to go to the toilet. Oh, got myself a traffic jam with sheep. Oh, I'll tell you what, lads, let's go down here. The grass looks a little bit more chewable, so we'll just nip down there. So there's two big tyres, farmers tractor tyres there next to the double metal gates that's locked, and when I walk past them again have a wee, there's people's rubbish chucked inside the wheel of the tyres. It's disgusting what people will throw away and not take home with them. They've brought out here like plastic bottles of pop and all kinds of plastic thing. Everything's plastic today, because they're poisoning them slowly but surely with microplastics and chemicals that's in the plastics. So that's why everything's plastic. Your food wrappers, drinks in bottles, it's not glass anymore, it's plastic. So just another way of poisoning us slowly but surely. So here's a sign coming up now for Sweethope Lough fishing lake. Down to the right here, look. There's your sign on the left. There we go. Right, so it's exactly 40 miles from this marker to get home. And I've done 87.3 miles so far from South Shields and gone back home. Loads of dips and unevenness on this road, because when you're driving along you get thrown over to either the left or the right, so you've got to be very careful, or you'll end up, if you went too fast you'd end up in a ditch, because the road's got a tendency to throw you. when you hit it like a chamfer in the road, and if you hit it at speed, it would just flip you over. Right through this cattle grate, then go up to the T-junction and keep to the right and go down and start heading along towards the shoe tree on the way back to KNOWSGATE crossroads. You drop down past what you call the shoe tree, where people have been chucking old pumps. They get tangled up on the tree branches, so it's called the shoe tree. That's a blind T-junction to come off because it's on an angle, and you can't really. You've got to look reel it around past your shoulder to see if I was coming around that bend. Round this S-bend, then drop along past the house on the right. Obviously it's on a blind bend as well, so you've got to take your time going past it. It's just coming up here on the right there now. Bend round here, a sharp S bend, so you're going to slow down here just for this bend here because it gets narrow the road as well. Right, all the way along here now to go past the drop down past the shoe tree, which is half a mile. You go downhill round an S bend and the shoes are above you on the left hand side with the metal barriers on. All my springs have been done on this vehicle as well. When I go down in those drop down dips, I don't catch me exhaust off the road because I don't dip down far enough because my springs are in good nick. Right, so I'll go around this left hand bend now and drop down past the shoe tree. And here's your narrow sign because it gets narrow going around this S bend, dropping down at the same time. Right, so there's all your trees hanging up now above you. To pace it, old pumps being thrown up there. I mean, people are not climbing up the tree to go and tie them on, they just chuck them up in the air, then they wrap around a branch that they've caught onto, and they just stay up there. They're not tied on. Right, so this road's closed 17th of September from 7:30 in the morning. It was the 17th, I think. 3 days time, I think. One now, 40, yeah. It's the 14th today, so yes, I'm sure it's the 17th from 7:30 in the morning till T9. While the re-tarmac the surface here, where they've been working on it. Just there at the entrance to that farmhouse. Right, to the crossroads, sorry, and turn right here now. Drop back down past the KNOWSGATE sign and just continue right away along the A696 again, back to Ponteland and Newcastle Airport. There we go, Newcastle A696, turn right. Now you've got to pull out a little bit, so you've got to make sure now it's coming from the right, pull out a bit more and then look left. Right, so that used to be a little garage as well as a little hotel where you could stay, so it's all closed down now. sure I've just seen that copper bike come the opposite direction of me there, the crossroads, and they've just turned right and got up the A696. Seen the green jacket again, and the same lad in the bike in front. Stuff like that, when there's little cameras coming up or speed limit. So I don't know what's before now. Can't see any little cameras on anything. Normally it's because you're going past like a petrol station garage that's got cameras on it, or Pelican crosses and things like that, where there's little cameras above them watching the traffic. So that's why it goes beep beep. Sense on something. Yeah, it's just done again, it's lighting up red, safety camera, so there must have been speed cameras looking at one time. So it's still marked on the map. Right, so just continue all the way along here, back to go through Belsay. Back along through Ponteland and then past the huge roundabout where you go left into Newcastle Airport. Then along to the big huge roundabout where you go right round 3 o'clock, drop down onto the A1, go back home past the Metro Centre. Past 2 in the afternoon now. I didn't make sandwiches last night, no, because I wasn't sure if I was going to come out, so I thought I'll not make any sandwiches. What I can do is just bring out a banana and 2 oranges, and that's enough for me. Right, so those temporary lights up ahead have just gone red. So just slow down and just creep up to them. Three-way lights, so that's why it's taking so long to change. Right, I've done 93.4 miles altogether, and it's 4 minutes past 2 in the afternoon on the 14th of September 2025, heading back home from Bloody Bush Road, Lewisburn and Pet Cemetery. That's weird how I didn't see them. I climbed up the bank too early for 1, and I went up too high for 2. There's another couple of cyclists with the green jackets on and all, and somebody riding in the front, so I wonder if they're doing tests on motorcyclists. Just come out that road up there to the right. I'm gonna following the A696, the same as me, going back towards Ponteland. Right, here we go. surprised how many vehicles are out on a Sunday. And when I'm going along the A1 trying to get home, it's a freaking nightmare because there's still loads of vehicles out on the A1 going past the Metro Centre and round to Gateshead at the Team Valley and the Angel of the North. It's packed with cars. So if you're dying for a wee and you cannot pull over because it's a motorway, well, we're still like, I used to get really bad cramp in my calf muscles, and it was so painful I had to stop and jump with the car and walk up and down the road to release the muscle enough so I could get back in the car and drive home. I'm doing well if I record the journey driving home though. I think that's because I put a brand new battery in, fully charged one, and it's also getting charged at the same time with the digipower battery, so I'll be able to record quite a distance driving. There's big tyres like that. That's like the size of the tyres that was at the